Everybody, what's up? It's Andy, of course, aka producer, by the way, or producer BTW on the Twitter machine. You're only young once. Our audio is a little off, but as you see below, we got a good friend, good buddy, Ben, who is a bunch of things these days, right, Ben? You're BitBoy Crypto. You're the CEO of Facts. Can you give me a little background on you, Ben, and who the hell you are, first of all, so these people know?
Yeah, I am the son of my father and
Ooh.
the father of my son.
Oh.
How about that? I'm just kidding. I am those things, though. I have been...
I think I know why there's an echo, because you're not wearing headphones, are you? Are you wearing headphones on your end?
Are you hearing the head?
I think I'm hearing the echo on your end, believe it or not. Do you have
Now
headphones?
Yeah, I can put them on.
Yeah, make sure that we're not hearing the audio come out.
Yeah, sorry. Well, that was trying to fix the...
That might be why.
The other issue. Hold on here.
So switch it to your headphones.
Yep, switch. Only output. Okay, are you in my ear now?
Okay, we don't hear the echo on your end. Yeah, let's go, baby. Tell me who you are.
Perfect.
What you do.
Let's do it. Yeah, so my name is Ben, and I've been, kind of in the internet world since 2011. Started creating content specifically in 2018 with a cryptocurrency YouTube channel. Started as like an animated cartoon, the BitBoy, and then somehow over the, I think you were actually the first person to call me BitBoy, which is what's kind of funny.
So what? Yeah, I think I was actually, or no,
yeah,
or you had the idea.
You and Brecky.
Me and Brecky, Crypto Brecky. Yeah.
So, I've been doing cryptocurrency for a while, with the YouTube channel, and then I started a TikTok account last year. I downloaded the app early last year, fell in love with it, started creating content at the end of last year, and really blew up. I'm always in a constant fight with TikTok. They're always trying to shadow ban me because I speak my mind and talk about controversial stuff. But, I've got 2.5 million followers on TikTok and, about to hit 100,000 subscribers on my crypto YouTube channel. So, there, look, well, that's a gem of a picture right there.
So I want to show you that this was us at Halloween in Las Vegas, because I used to do, as people know on this podcast, I used to do a cryptocurrency podcast. So,
right.
So there's me in my Fallout getup, and Ben right there in his crypto. Who made that costume, by the way?
I did.
You made that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're very talented.
I could be a regular cosplayer. Okay.
So,
if I was nerdy.
So what are your thoughts on this whole? Like, can you give me a little bit of like a background on this whole what's happening right now with TikTok? Because you're so involved with TikTok.
Yeah, so basically, we all know that China's been spying on us through TikTok. Like, that's just something
we don't know for sure, though. We don't know for sure.
Well, Apple did uncover it. It's for sure. Apple said that basically TikTok was given a warning, and they discovered after they were given the warning that they were still doing kind of spying things. Mm-hmm. We understand that all social media is spying on us, right? And that's when you're on TikTok, it's just one of those things that you have to accept if you're an educated person about what China's doing. But the thing is when it comes to Twitter or Facebook, those are all American companies, so there's not any kind of like military kind of angle to this. But with China and ByteDance and TikTok, like there was that kind of angle where are they tracking us to figure out, where we're all going, not to sell us something, but to be able to put, manipulate us and persuade us in the future to hurt our economy. That's kind of what it boils down to. So Apple discovered this maybe about 2 months ago. It was a big story that came out. We already kind of knew it was happening. But when you're on the app, it's a fun app. There's other people on there. Like, we just kind of accepted it. Like, yes, all this is going on, but at the same time, like, we're connecting with people and we're growing accounts, and it's organic reach like we've never seen before. There's a lot of great things about TikTok. And really, this is kind of the best possible scenario in my mind when Mike Pompeo came out on Laura Ingram's show a couple months ago and said that the United States was looking at banning TikTok. So once that happened, it kind of calmed down for a couple weeks. And then Donald Trump came out and said he was going to sign an executive order banning TikTok from the United States. And then that, unless they sell 100% of the American part of the company to another company, to a U.S. company. And so that's what's been happening. Microsoft, Apple was also interested for a while, but Microsoft looks like they're going to be the one that's going to buy it. Donald Trump said, we're not taking anything less than 100% ownership. He gave them 45 days to work out the deal. Microsoft said by September 15th, it should be done. and what we got the news yesterday morning was that Donald Trump was actually banning TikTok and WeChat along with several other apps.
Yeah, so WeChat, in my opinion, makes a lot of sense because they do transactions. And what's up to Daniel Gutierrez, who is on the It's Virtually a Podcast. We got Secret Stash. We got our good friend Stash is here too, Ben. Just letting you know. But Ben,
Stash?
Ben, what, in my opinion, WeChat makes more sense because that is kind of like a Venmo meets messaging in China. Like you send money on WeChat a lot. I don't send any money on TikTok unless I know on the lives you could actually gift people stuff and make money that way, I guess. But I see WeChat being more of a bannable app. But so what is the chance Microsoft is going to dip in here and get this done? What is the chances of that?
I think 100%. I think it's 100. I think it's done. Like, you know, when you have, here's what's going on right now. This is so interesting, which is we as the United States citizens, the people of TikTok, you know, we're getting to watch, like, kind of in public full view, the way business acquisitions take place. You know, it doesn't happen overnight. You know, you get these mergers, acquisitions, they take a long time to go through, and we're getting the front row seat. The difference between this is obviously it's being spurred on by the government, and we're obviously getting to watch that as well. So it's pretty interesting, you know, the transition, but it's going to take a while to get, you know, all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. And also you've got China as a country. The regime is very, very upset about this. We're kind of like escalating to Cold War and stuff like that. That's crazy. I think anyways. But yeah, I think so. So I think, you know, this combined with the pandemic, we're going to look back in 10 years from now as this is where, you know, relations really went south between us and China. And it's interesting that TikTok is in the middle of it.
Yeah, so It's Virtually a Podcast says, so here is the problem with banning TikTok. Even though I agree with it, he's banning it because they trolled his rallies. Oh, God, we're getting political here. I don't want to get too political here, but it's
I don't think that's not true, though. That's fake. That's fake news, though, Andy.
Okay, fine. Yeah. That's fake news. Is that fake news to you?
Well, here's why. Okay. The Trump campaign came out after that happened because, yes, the video went viral. It was obvious that there weren't a lot of people, and so people made that connection that somehow TikTok caused that, and this is because Donald Trump's mad. We're kicking consulates out of Houston. They're kicking our ambassadors out of different places in Beijing. This is a much bigger thing. This is not just because of some political scope. This has to do with what Apple found with TikTok that is playing a big role in this. But at the end of the day, that's fake news because the Trump campaign put out the exact way that they accept invites to their rallies. And the long and the short of it is, it wasn't as simple as you just put your email address and then you get a ticket. There were a lot more steps involved in that. The reason why there weren't a lot of people at that rally is because of the pandemic. I mean, you don't see what place do you know is full? I mean, have you gone out to any restaurants? I don't know if you guys are allowed to in California. Well, here, everything's closed. Like, people aren't going out really, you know, even in Georgia.
It's Stats says BitBoy is a CCP spy, guys. No, listen.
Maybe true.
Ben is very accurate in my opinion. Now, I'm just going to, listen, I don't want to get too deep in this, but I'm going to give you
it's fine.
My overall thought is that, unfortunately, our information is everywhere right now, and that includes any kind of platform you're on in America, and you don't know who's spying you on our own apps, on our own soil. So it's not great that China is watching us. I don't agree with that, but it's also, there's no kind of like getting something on Reddit or Twitter is not proof that an app is stealing your information, in my opinion. And unless there's like concrete proof, it's hard. But Ben, we live in this day and age where fake news is real news is fake news. What's real anymore?
100%.
What is real anymore? It's like, that's why I talk about video games, because, you know, it upsets me that an app has to forego 100 million Americans because they think it's stealing our information. Like, I just, like, do people realize all the communities that get shattered? When Mixer shut down, that was not great for communities. It shattered communities I know personally because I work with streamers. It's Virtually Podcast says it's Facebook, Google, Apple, and LinkedIn. Damn you, LinkedIn. No, oh my God.
Here's the difference. Here's the difference, though. Like this... Like, I know there's been a lot of people that have been down on TikTok because of this kind of stuff.
Ben, keep talking. I'm switching to my cartoon. I got to do a couple things, but we can hear you.
And I've been Yeah, and I've been, very, adamant that like, I love TikTok and I love everything that's happening on the app itself, not the external stuff. The difference is what the data that's getting stolen is used for.
Right.
Facebook is using your data to sell you things. That's what it boils down to. Twitter is using your data for, research purposes. They don't really have a good, program for ads. Instagram is using it to kill influencers, finances, and to increase their own ad revenue. China, with ByteDance and TikTok, this app is used in more of a, I don't want to say military way, because I mean, they're obviously not coming over here, but I don't really know another way to grasp it. So when they're able to track, I know our friend Sanity made a good point one day. He said, if they can actually use your cell phone to track the movements of the military in the United States, that's why the military banned it. If they can say, follow your GPS coordinates from where you're going to where you're going, like they could, in theory, get some inside info on what our military is doing. And so it's the way that stuff is used, and people can make an argument which one's worse or which one's better or whatever. But at the end of the day, this is why this is also great. I'm so happy that this is happening, because at the end of the day, this is going to make this app more safe for Americans, and it's going to give it that long-term viability. And haters like our friends Dan and Sanity, they're not going to have the same. They'll make up new arguments, because they're haters. But they're not going to have the same arguments and beefs with the actual app itself, because none of the data will be going to China, at least in any kind of official way.
Yeah, did you know that I learned from Bill Nye how effective medical masks are for keeping your breath? That you could take a medical mask and blow with a candle in front of it, and you could see how the air doesn't push and blow the candle out. And where did I see that information, Ben? On TikTok. Because Bill Nye the Science Guy is on TikTok telling me valuable information. I'm going to say something else. We're going through a pandemic, and, I see a lot of negative posts on Twitter. It's not great for mental health, a lot of the things I see on Twitter. When I look at TikTok, the chances of seeing something positive are higher right now than most other platforms, in my general opinion. When people are dancing, people are doing like fun things, different things. There's a Nerf influencer. Actually, there's a few Nerf gun influencers on TikTok that I think I've shared with you, Ben, that I think is so cool. There's things I've never seen before, and it's just great. But overall, where do you see, just to wrap everything up, do you see TikTok getting this deal done and we can have our platform in America, or do you see this going down some really crazy hurdles right to the end of those 45 days, like in September 15th? Do you see it taking that long and getting crazy? No?
Well, no, I see it getting done by September 15th, but you brought up a point earlier that is very interesting to me. I think that the focus of this kind of battle between the United States and China is going to fade away from TikTok and going to move way more towards WeChat. WeChat is the much bigger deal out of TikTok than WeChat.
I agree.
They say I don't know how this is even possible, but they say there's 100 million people in the United States that have WeChat. I don't know anybody that has it. But that's a way that Asians, specifically Chinese people, and I think all of Asia uses it. I could be wrong on that, but this is how they communicate back and forth with each other. If you live here and you have family over there, you communicate with WeChat. That's the way I chat with a lot of crypto projects, is through WeChat. And they do translated AMAs. WeChat has an auto translate into it. So I can actually do an AMA with a crypto, company, and I can get my information and, my opinions out to a Chinese audience, even though I don't speak Mandarin.
Right.
So and businesses everywhere in the United States, that have links back to China can use that kind of stuff. So I think we're going to see a much bigger battle rising up. TikTok, the battle may be more public, but when it comes to WeChat, that's the bigger deal in the whole thing. So I think that's going to take some emphasis off of TikTok, and that's going to get that deal done a little bit easier, because, Trump's going to really probably have to, put his heels in, because WeChat, I don't see any way an American company will buy WeChat or the American side of it, because
I don't think that's going
to, what's the monetization strategy there with a messaging app? Maybe take a fee of the transactions. I don't think an American company is going to want that smoke.
Actually,
WeChat, so
believe it or not, I think that you might be wrong. You might be surprised that there might be a company that does invest in WeChat. But I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But I think TikTok has an absolute better chance. I think this is Microsoft's chance to really jump into the social media game finally. They're in the video games. We know that. They're in the video game market big time, which is huge right now. But now they can directly compete with Facebook on a social media platform. And I think that's interesting, especially after losing Mixer and that didn't work out for them. I think TikTok would be a valuable investment. They'll make a lot of money, especially with these influencers like the D'Amelios, the Jason Derulos of the world. Some people don't know how big these people are. Like some people that aren't on TikTok have no idea who Charlie D'Amelio is or his sister Dixie. And then of course
which is funny because I can't even look at a Dunkin' Donuts anymore without thinking Charlie D'Amelio.
Yes.
I realized that yesterday. I associate her with Dunkin' Donuts now. It's crazy.
Yes. So the interesting explosion of the TikTok influencers is unbelievable right now. And there's actors. Literally, Ben, Jason Derulo was with Will Smith in a video recently.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that, but he was.
It's crazy. Well, one thing I've really enjoyed is seeing a lot, well, I have more followers than a lot of really famous people, and I really think that's funny. Like you see people coming at like Frank Caliendo, he just joined TikTok. He's got like 130,000 followers. I got like 20 times that amount. Then you've got somebody who I've really enjoyed coming on TikTok because I used to love his videos is Ray William Johnson. Do you know who he is?
No.
He used to do the Equals 3 show. It was at one time, I think he was the biggest YouTuber. He was pretty close to it. Basically, what he would do is every week he would have a couple videos, or he would take like 3 video memes, 3 viral videos, and he would kind of critique them, and they were so funny. And I haven't seen him. He disappeared from the public eye for years. I think he was trying to do stand-up comedy, and he came on TikTok, and he's already got like almost 1 million followers. And so it's cool to see people taking TikTok seriously, and you're seeing a lot of celebrities, make this move over to TikTok because I've said for a long time, it's the future of content, short form content. We just got news recently that TikTok is expanding to 3 minutes. You will now be able to do 3-minute videos at some point. And I think that maybe 5 minutes will end up being the maximum.
That's pretty cool.
That's going to make it able to compete with YouTube on some level. I mean, especially with the younger generation.
All right. Well, enough of this TikTok mumbo jumbo, but Ben, if you want to check out mumbo jumbo, if you want to check out Ben, where do we find you on TikTok? And of course, just shout out your YouTube too.
Yeah, well, you guys can find me on TikTok at FactsCEO, and you can also find me on YouTube there. I have a channel for that as well, the CEO of Facts, or just CEO of Facts. And then if you're interested in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, we'd love for you to come check out my channel, BitBoy Crypto. If you just Google BitBoy Crypto, you'll find all my places.
Yeah, and dude, thanks for coming on. We're gonna get into our sports in a second here. But
Let's do it.
I gotta talk about one more thing. Do you know the streamer Dr. Disrespect? Ben, have you ever heard of Dr. Disrespect?
Yes, I do know who he is, and I do know him. I think because there was a little controversy around him last year, and I remember you talking about it, and that's how he's a crazy guy, obviously. And then I do know he was just, I think, banned, right?
He was just banned by Twitch, Ben, no one knows why still. He was perma-banned, and Twitch had not made an announcement, and then guess what, Ben? Yesterday, after a month and a half, Dr. Disrespect, who is a beloved streamer and probably one of the biggest Twitch streamers out there, came back to YouTube, Ben. He nearly hit 500,000 live viewers, but he averaged over 300,000 during this stream. And I wanted to show you his return clip from his return yesterday, because I think it's important for streaming and important for people to watch this man say, you know what, Twitch doesn't want to tell me why I was banned. I'm going to go on YouTube, and I'm start on YouTube now. And it took him a month and a half, Ben, but he's back. And I want to be clear, Ben, we all thought that maybe something illegal happened or something bad happened, but if it's been a month and a half and there's been no announcement of like authorities getting involved, then to me, it sounds like there was a contractual problem with him and Twitch, or something happened, and we don't know why. But here's his return video.
I really want you to look me in my eyes, okay? I really want you to look me in my eyes when I say this.
This guy's a legend.
We still have no idea. We have no idea. Yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not buying that one. Bunch of phonies. We have no idea.
So what he just said is we have no idea why Twitch banned me. So he comes live yesterday on YouTube, Ben, and he announces to everyone that he still has no idea why Twitch banned him. Why would they do that? I don't know. And there must be a reason, but on the other side of it, it's like, here he is back. So I did want to just say he's back with his awesome wig. And I did want to show people that he still does not know why. And I'm just to show a couple more seconds of this. Because he does some funny stuff.
And I'm going to tell you this right now. As far as I'm concerned, we didn't do anything to warrant a ban.
We didn't do anything to warrant a ban.
How they went about banning us. No communication before. No reaching out. Nothing. Boom. Done. So the problem is, too. The problem is, there's people in the community that are
Hey, what's up, Callie?
anxious.
So basically, doctor's saying that he was given no warning. He was given no after warning, just nothing, nada. And I find that so, like, first of all, intriguing, and I just don't understand the thinking there. He's the biggest streamer, but now he's on YouTube, Ben. He's with you. He's on your side.
Centralization at its finest.
And I think he's going to do better on YouTube, probably, in all honesty. Who knows? It sucks for the community, but I think he made out. Yes, his community is going to follow him wherever he goes, Stash. Wherever he goes. What's up, Callie? Thanks again. Anyway, Ben, you and I like to talk, so we already talked through a half an hour. Let's back the end of the show with the topic of today, and that's retro video games, sport video games, the history of sports video games from my perspective, Ben. And from my perspective, sports video games have been a very strong part of my life. As you know, you and I tried to do a sports podcast. What was it called? I forgot what it's called.
The Immaculate Perceptions.
Yes, which was cool, which was great. But Ben, before we get into kind of like, we're going to go down a timeline of history of sport video games from my perspective, but off the top of the head, what's your relationship with sports and video games when you were growing up?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I pretty much played. I played Zelda games. Zelda's my only non-sports game I pretty much played regularly. But even to this day, I mean, my kids love Fortnite and stuff. I can't even really play Fortnite with them. I don't get into first-person shooters. I remember when all my friends started getting into 007, GoldenEye, on Nintendo 64, all that stuff. I was busy playing WCW, NWO Revenge,
We'll get into that.
That was my favorite wrestling game for sure. But I really enjoyed a lot of those sports video games. Obviously, Madden was big, but I actually, Joe Montana 94 was my big football game I used to play before, Madden 95 came out and kind of changed things. NHL 95 was a really good game. But yeah, I always grew up playing sports games. I guess my first sports game I really remember playing and loving was probably RBI Baseball, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, stuff like that.
All right, so, okay, you've already mentioned a few, and thanks so much for the gift sub, Genzo, too. It's virtually a podcast. They deserve a coffee cup next to their name. I really appreciate it. Ben, on the screen right now, you see this thing here? You see what's happening here? There's like a weird game. Yeah. Obviously, what game does this look like to you? Like
Pong?
No,
but
tennis. What sport? Yeah, right. So this is actually one of the first video games, or it tracks back to it. It's called Tennis for Two. And just to know that one of the first iterations of a video game had to do with sports in general. And Pong, right? Pong had the same style. Pong was tennis, right? Or ping pong. But as you can see, the history of video game sports goes even as far back as the early iterations of video game consoles and at-home video games. Now, obviously, Tennis for Two was done on a different type of monitor, but it's pretty incredible. It's very well done, believe it or not. Like, look at the ball. You could follow where it goes, and you hit it back and forth. Obviously, you don't see a person there, but it's pretty interesting. Hey, Biff.
Yeah.
No worries for being late. I love you.
It reminds me of I don't know. The screen reminds me of that Virtual Boy. You remember the Virtual Boy?
Of course, I remember the Virtual Boy. There was actually Mario Tennis was on that.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking. Like, I remember it was just kind of like that Virtual Boy was a big flop. It was crazy.
Now, a memory of a video game that was a sport video game that I really call back to is a game called 10-Yard Fight on the NES.
I remember that game.
Which was probably the worst football game I ever played, but I tried my hardest to enjoy it, but I could never enjoy it. I don't even think I ever scored a touchdown in this game. Okay? It was so hard, but I remember, as you can see on the screen, I pulled it up, and this is 10-Yard Fight, a very early iteration of a pro football game. But look at this. Look at how the...
Okay, do you remember... No, listen, do you remember the Nintendo football game? I can't remember what it was called. I thought it was 10-Yard Fight, but it's not. It had the screen diagonal. You ran diagonal on the screen. I remember the front of the game had like a giant pile of football players like tackling somebody. Do you remember that one?
Let me see. Is it this one?
No, it would. No. Is that Tecmo Bowl?
I don't think it's Tecmo Bowl.
No, it was the screen was diagonal. It was the weirdest thing I had ever played. It was such a crazy football game, and it was because you would just all you could do is like run down the corner of the sideline.
Let me see. Genzo said it was like Tamco.
Tamco, the name of a football.
I think
game?
He's thinking of Tecmo. I think.
Whoa! Is that it down there? Look, scroll down.
Which
Are
one?
You see
This
the one
one?
that's diagonal.
This one. This one?
Yeah, that one.
NES Play Action Football.
That was it.
Look at that.
Was it.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, that was such a crazy game, dude. It was nuts, man.
Wow.
Because it would zoom in on the players, and yeah, it was a real. I think you could pick high school teams on that game.
I think that's cool. You know what would have been cool if there was like a high school football video game? That would have been neat. We never really got that. We always got college football. It would have been cool to play like a high school football game. But yeah, so
there were some games where you could. There were some games where you had the option to pick high school teams, but I don't know if they were real high school teams.
Right.
Probably not.
So obviously the NES did its best at making some fun games, but there were some really cool games, and I'm gonna say that Excite Bike was a sports game because I think
for sure
I think we could say that this was like the best, if not still the best motocross game I've ever seen. And dude, one thing that was cool about Excite Bike is that you could edit and make your own tracks in a game on the NES. That's like ahead of its time.
Now I remember a pretty good motocross game on the Game Boy as well. It was pretty. I love that game. I think it was Motocrash or something like that. It was a really good. It was very similar to Excite Bike, but Excite Bike definitely it has that replay value. Like you could play it right now and stuff.
Is it Motocross Maniacs? I think that's the one you're thinking.
Yes,
of.
that was it. That was it. I love that game.
This is a very good game too. Wow, you're a good point. I remember this game. Whoa.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yep. You got the triangles. You got the boost. You got the little characters behind you. You got the nitro. Oh yeah, that's getting me going right there. That's getting me pumped. I'm just gonna say.
This is
I
awesome.
love that game.
This is awesome. Yeah. Good callback. Moving on to the ones I pulled up. One that I loved a lot, and of course you and I are big basketball fans, is Double Dribble. Do you remember Double Dribble? Did you ever play Double Dribble?
I do. You know, Double Dribble was not really my jam when it came to early basketball games. The one that I liked, okay, my favorite basketball game on Nintendo was called Hoop. It was just called Hoop. It was like one-on-one street ball.
Hoop.
And they had all these little different characters.
Was it NES? Was it any? Yeah, I got it.
It was NES for sure. Yeah.
That's what's beauty of my podcast.
That's it. Yeah, the dunk hoops. This was my jam right here. I love this game.
Oh my god. I remember this
you
game.
play 2-on-2. You playing 21, I think, right there, shooting for teams. You know?
Yeah, wow. I remember this, dude.
Sick.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay, cool. Good one. Cool. I don't think I think I own this one, or maybe my friend did, but the arrow thing reminds me of I remember that. That's how you shot. You'd have to line up the arrow, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you could dunk, and whenever you would dunk, like you remember Tecmo Bowl or Super Tecmo Bowl, how it had the cutscenes of like the people slamming the ball and stuff. Well, this had similar cutscenes when you went up to dunk, and you never actually knew whether you were going to make it or not. It was always the same scene. You're going up, and the guy's playing against you is going up, and you don't know whether he's going to block it or it's going to go in until the cutscene. And I don't know, man. it was pretty fun. It was a little. I liked a lot of unique sports games growing up too. I see you showing Bases Loaded too.
Yes, so this is one that I
Yeah.
absolutely this was a great baseball game for its day. And I think this was the coolest part is how they did this, how they set this up this way. Oh, thanks Pez for the follow. Welcome to the cafe, by the way. And what's up, Quack? Thanks for joining. Yeah, so dude, this game, look at this. For its time for being on NES, how awesome is that setup where the pitcher's on the mound over here, you have the batter. This really predetermined how we would see the pitching side of a baseball game, in my opinion. So this is one of my favorite old baseball games, without a doubt.
Yeah. Once again, I'm gonna come in and slam that pick.
Okay.
I was not a fan of the Bases Loaded series at all.
What?
And I'll tell you. Yeah,
What?
I'll tell you one thing about me when it comes to sports games. Like a very common thread with a lot of the games that I liked, like especially starting around this time, I liked real teams. I didn't like the way the Bases Loaded had just random. It was like Florida or New York. That's why I was a big fan of RBI baseball, because they had the actual players and the actual teams. Super Tecmo Bowl I loved because it was the first game where you could actually play a full season of the actual season for your team. And so that's why I was a bigger fan of RBI baseball, because they had the real team. Now, the original, kind of like Tecmo Bowl, the original RBI baseball didn't have all the teams. It just had some of the teams. But, just like Super Tecmo Bowl, when RBI Baseball 2 came out, or maybe it was 3, it had all the real players and all the real teams on it.
Did you ever play Earl Weaver baseball?
I did not.
This was pretty done.
Let me take you the oldest school with baseball. What about the game for Nintendo that was literally just called Baseball? That was the name of it. And I loved that game.
No, this game is good. Let me pull it up. This is a good one.
Yeah.
This is a classic.
So classic.
This was in the arcades too, by the way.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. That's how I found it. And then I ended up getting it for the Nintendo.
It was made really well for its day. I do agree. This is a wonderful game. This
has to be the first baseball game on Nintendo, I believe. Has to be.
It might be. I mean,
I couldn't imagine one going earlier than this. I mean, look at the graphics.
But that's interesting because Bases Loaded definitely had the better graphics, but this might have had the better gameplay, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
That's really cool.
Big fan of this. I remember playing it in Pizza Hut. They would have Pizza Hut used to have arcade games. They'd have Ninja Turtles game, and then they had this was before the Ninja Turtles game, obviously. But I really love this one. I can't remember what team I used to play with, but this kind of this game. It was so slow that it kind of reminded you, like, I don't know if you played baseball when you were a kid, but when I was a kid,
I did.
I would go out to like my I would take a ball and a bat, and I'd go out by myself, and I'd like hit it and run the bases and be like, okay, this guy's on second. Then I'd go back and hit it again and be like, oh, he ran. It was so slow. Like, it felt like you were kind of playing like by yourself, just throwing the ball up and hitting it.
You know what's really cool? Quack did some research for you. Major League Baseball is a sports video game released in 1988 for Nintendo Entertainment System. It is notable for being one of the first video games licensed by a Major League Baseball team. So you were right, Ben. It was the first licensed video game baseball game on the NES. Good. Thanks, Quack, for grabbing that for us. Really appreciate the work. That's what we need more of.
I think I lost the audio here.
You didn't hear me? I hear you.
I lost audio. Can you still hear me?
I hear you. Yeah, we hear you. Does everyone hear Ben? Because we hear him. He doesn't hear me. Great. Ben, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I totally lost audio. CCP showed me down. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, what's going on?
So you guys can hear me. I can't hear you guys.
I can't. Why is that? Oh, God.
Let me see what happened here. I don't know what happened.
It can't be my end because I have it. Your AirPods died.
Let me try putting him back in. Let me put him out and put him back in.
His AirPods died. Anyway, Ben is absolutely right on a lot of these early sport games on the NES. I think the NES is really the reason a lot of these sport games kind of started up. Ben, they might have died.
It was like the CCP finally caught on to what we were doing here.
Will you stop? We're talking about video games.
Sound preferences.
I hear him. We all hear him.
No, let me...
Today was one of those days we had some technical
Let me
gifts.
check the account here.
I'm trying to text them if his iPods died. Did they die? Did they die?
Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
They know we're pooing on TikTok. Oh, poor Ben. Ben, your AirPods probably died.
No, they didn't die. I'll just.
Oh,
what
you
I'll do
hear
is I'll
me?
just- yeah, I can hear you now because I just turned on my Mac speakers. Let me move my microphone
Oh.
away further.
Okay, yeah, I just don't want to echo. I hear you now. You hear me now?
Yeah, hold on. Let me turn the output down lower.
All right, cool. We're back.
Yeah, sorry guys.
All right, so now that we're back, I'm going to show the promo for Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Okay.
Dude, they're trying to shut you down, Ben. They're trying to
I
shut you
know,
down.
man. That was weird because they didn't die. I mean, it's still on.
Wait a minute. And you can't even talk about video games on my show?
Shh, I'm telling you, they hate me.
Here we go.
By Nintendo. 11 world-class contenders. Take them down with your controller, beat them all, and you've got a shot at Tyson's title.
Oh, yeah.
But for that, you've got to beat Mike Tyson.
Iron Mike, baby. Who is coming back.
You're playing with...
Who is coming back, dude. You know he's fighting again, right?
Yeah, I did hear that. And I was actually pretty upset because I wanted to go see him fight, but it looks like it won't be in front of an audience.
They said Ben died reminds me of Ben drowned the creepy pass for Majora's Mask. Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen that. I know exactly what he's talking about.
I want that power glove so bad as a kid, and then it's virtually a podcast says the best. So, what's the nostalgia for you from Mike Tyson? Tell me about because everyone has their experience with Mike Tyson Punch Out if you're as old as us.
Oh man, this is my favorite game of all time. Like I mean, when it comes to like deeper games, I guess like Ocarina of Time, I always say is the best game ever.
It sounds like,
But,
you're
for me,
echoing. I think you're echoing because you took your headphones out. Do you have wired headphones, Ben? You could just pop in.
No, I don't. Let me turn it down a little bit more.
I think they're hearing your reverb.
Yeah, unfortunately, if my AirPods are not going to cooperate here, I can't really fix.
Are they
that.
dead?
I don't know if they're dead or not. Let me try to one pot it. Maybe I can one pot it.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Maybe
play
they
this.
did die, but they. And I just took him out this morning.
Oh, Jesus, his voice has changed.
Oh yeah, because I did the input instead of the output. Okay, is that better?
I don't know. I just hear you fine. What a day!
Holy smokes!
What a day! It was
I
working.
think my AirPods be completely dead. You actually sound, or like not dead, like they died of power, but like literally, they may be ruined. You're coming through as you sound like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Ben, this has been the most difficult audio guest experience.
Oh, it's creeping me out too. It sounds scary. It sounds like something from.
It sounds like an alien now. Oh my god. Okay. The problem is that do you have your
right, hold
iPhone
on.
headphones?
Input.
Do you have iPhone
Oh wait,
headphones?
wait. I can hear you again.
Okay.
No, you went back. I think there's something. I think there's actually something wrong with my AirPods,
Got it.
which is so weird. I haven't used them in a while. I had AirPod Pros and I actually got rid of them.
Ben-
They're so bad. I hate AirPod Pros.
They can hear though, but it just doesn't sound right. I don't know what's going on. That's so weird.
I wish you could hear what I'm hearing right now because it sounds satanic.
I don't hear it. They hear it too. But why don't you come back and into the Discord again, and help me out?
Yeah.
Sorry guys. Really sorry. We might go over today, but I did want to
is
finish
so
up.
crazy.
We were doing such
Let
a
me
good
disconnect
job.
them and try to reconnect them. Maybe that'll help.
I know his AirPods were working before, but now it's not. So, give us one
We've had a
second.
heck of a time.
Yeah. Sorry, everyone. Everything was fine. All right.
Oh, it was not fine. Listen, now I can hear you. It sounded like you were like Satan. Like it was like in a much higher pitched way. It was like really sounded creepy.
I never use people. I never like using iPods anyway. Well, shoot. I don't
Back to
want
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
I don't want you to sound like an alien though when we're talking. Do me a favor.
I sound better now, right?
I
No,
don't
I can
know.
hear you now. I couldn't. I could literally not understand what you were saying. It literally sounded like a high screeching Charlie Brown teacher. It wasn't. I couldn't make out what you were saying. Like it literally sounded like. What's the guy from Transformers? Soundwave?
There's still an echo, guys, because he doesn't have headphones on.
No, I do now. I have the headphones on.
I don't know why the
the headphones are on now.
Now the echo's coming back. Oh my god, what a nightmare today.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway,
let me go back to. Let me double check my sound here. Output device, AirPods. Input device, Samsung.
what do you mean I have an extra mic response? We've been fine.
I just did a test. It sounded fine.
We've been fine through this whole show. I don't know what you guys are talking
Crazy.
about. Ugh, what a nightmare today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, speaking of nightmares, playing Mike Tyson Punch Out was a nightmare for me as a kid because I would basically be able to get to past Bald Bull the second time, and I could never beat anybody else after that when I was a kid. Until
Do me a favor,
I
Ben. Just back
Yeah.
out of the whole Discord call and come back in. That's all.
Okay.
Let's come in and out.
Okay,
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
So now you guys see our chat.
Is it any better?
Now do your camera.
Oh, camera.
No echo, they're saying. Oh my god, did we fix it?
That's all we need to do the whole time was get out of the call, come back in. Until my AirPods started acting safety.
Guys, I don't know. It wasn't working before. Now there's echo. I have no idea why. I honestly have no idea. And I've done plenty of guests on this show, and we've just never had this problem before.
So there's something connected outside of Discord? What does that mean?
I have no idea.
Because I don't have the volume on. I'm not even playing the Twitch anymore, I don't think. And I have the volume off. Wait, what? You're Howie Mandel?
This is why we can't have nice things, Andy. I'm sorry, guys. We never have this problem. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't change anything from when I do my show before. I didn't do any changes. For fuck's sake. Let's just go. Screw it.
Let's do it.
So all right, let's jump here. I just want to talk about let me play the trailer for one of my favorite football games of all time. Which is NFL 2K5.
You're a big 2K guy. You did love this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looks a lot like Madden, really.
But it was better than Madden. And here's the sad part is that when NFL 2K came out, basically what they did was they charged it for $20. They said for $20 you can have this game. And basically that got EA really pissed off because they're like, shit, now people are going to play this game and realize it's better than Madden, because it was. And this is a video I'm going to play in the background that is Madden 15 compared. So Madden 15 came out in 2014, but NFL 2K came out in 2004, 10-year span. Yet the game still has better gameplay than a game 10 years later. Okay. And I don't know if you played it, Ben, but I thought it was way way better as a simulation football game, and Madden EA got scared, stole the license, and monopolized fucking football video games. And I curse because it's been a really upsetting thing for me as a football fan that I can't have the option to go and choose an NFL licensed game that's not just made by EA. That is what I have a problem with.
So I played Joe Montana Football 94. It was a game I really loved. After that game in 95, when the big, Madden's biggest game was in 95. That's when things really changed for Madden. And when that one came out, I started playing it because that's what my friends were playing. And I've just been Madden diehard ever since. My son's name is Madden. I named my child Madden. That's how much I love it. I love John Madden.
Your son is named Madden?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Cool. I love it.
So my, I'm a big John Madden guy. Like, not just Madden football. Like, I love John Madden as a person. He's the only person that's in the NFL Hall of Fame 3 times. He's in for being an announcer. He's in for being a coach, and he's in for being for his impact on the game from video games. So he's like a really, he seems like a really great guy. I really love him. Obviously, at some point, he dipped out of really having anything to do with the game. But I've just always been a Madden guy. So, like, I had played this game a little bit, but it was just Madden was what I was buying for my systems at home. So I never got enough exposure. But I do know that, once all of the licenses went away, for NFL, and it just was to Madden, it definitely kind of sucks that there's not an option to even try out, other games. And if you remember, NFL Blitz was pretty big around this time or leading up to this. And, they did there was kind of a Blitz competitor to Madden that came out. If you remember, they had fake teammates. And I just will never forget that. Sorry, I hit my mic. I'll never forget that the Falcons quarterback was named Ron Mexico, which, if you didn't know, or the Atlanta team's quarterback was named Ron Mexico, which was the name Mike Vick went by when he went to the doctor for his herpes.
He had herpes?
Yeah. Mike Vick had herpes, or at least was going to the doctor for it. And then the name he would use when he went was Ron Mexico. And so that was the quarterback's name for the Atlanta team in that game. So
that is funny.
Yeah.
Quack, my favorite team is the Jets. What's your favorite team, Ben? Tell them.
Falcons, for sure. Rise up.
I think, you can blame the NFL for the license thing, but I also blame EA too, because obviously they took advantage of it and gave the NFL lots of money. Recently, they signed a contract that the 2K, I don't know if you know this, Ben, but 2K is coming back, but not on a simulation level. So they're going to have the licensing to make a game like NFL Blitz under the 2K umbrella, but guess who owns the new license for simulation NFL video games? EA. So they continue to own it for lots and lots of monies. It's Virtually Podcast. Oh man, I think the last Madden game I played was in 2003. Hey, Game Tracks, what's up? Thanks for coming to the cafe, by the way. Appreciate it. And everyone, I love Ben. We've been having a great time. We've had some audio issues, but it's been a great time talking about sports with Ben here. But yeah, Ben, I'm gonna have to buy the new Madden, which is coming out. But why? What's sad about that is that I'm forced to buy the new Madden because I have to play with my favorite team, and who's that? The Jets. But I don't know. I just think that the problem with NFL 2K being canceled is that it failed to help a series that would have been great if it would have continued. Like, if I would have seen 2K games on the PS4 or, continuing to be around, it would have been a really cool thing. But unfortunately, we won't get that. We won't get that. I don't know when we'll ever see 2K back in a simulation fashion. So it's a sad day for me personally. But I know that people love Madden, and I play it too, and I'm competitive. I play. You know me. I've told you that before. I play competitive. I've shown you clips even of stuff.
I used to be ranked in the top 1,000 back in the early 2000s, and all Madden players, according to PlayStation Network. But once I named my kid Madden, I was kind of committing to buy Madden every year it comes out for the rest of my life. And what's fun is my kid is actually to the point where sorry, hit my mic again. He's never beaten me, but he actually can sometimes take a lead to halftime. When it comes to Madden, I am really solid to get down 14, 21 points in the very beginning and then destroy you by the time the game's over. That's kind of like my MO. You know, I'm like the opposite of the Falcons.
We never got to play Madden. I'm pretty darn good at it. So
yeah, well, you might be better. You might be better better than me at it now. But probably back in the day, I think I could have taken you. But now I'm really focused on. I don't play online anymore. I just play with my kid. We play franchises, and then we'll play against each other sometimes. He's like so obsessed with Fortnite right now, though. Hopefully, when the new one comes out, he'll be able to get back in the Madden swing of things. And not having sports around has been real weird. So
it's been horrible. I mean, the MLB
even now it's barely back. So
yeah. All right. Well, one last thing we're going to touch on before we get out of here is one sport game that I think everyone can relate to, and that's Wii Sports. Okay, and I think we can't forget Wii Sports before we get out of talking about sport video games. This game single-handedly broke in the mainstream market for people to enjoy and have fun playing video games together. When the Wii came out, it kind of helped bring video games to a sort of a mainstream focus back in those days, even because it was very friendly. People loved it. Wii Bowling was like an outstanding bowling game. Let me see if they have it here, or maybe not. I know we have it somewhere. Or maybe Wii Baseball was even fun. But I know a lot of people played this game. Wii Sports broke a lot of TVs. It sure did, especially Wii Bowling. Do you have any memories of this wonderful series, Ben?
Yeah. I loved Wii Sports when it first came out. I liked the boxing game. I was kind of back then I was a raging pothead, so I would just smoke a lot of pot at night and play the boxing game for hours. I felt like it was keeping me in shape. So gosh, that was back 2005, 2006. We're talking almost 15 years ago now. I really like getting high and playing these games back then. So don't do it anymore, but that's my memory with Wii Sports is smoking drugs and playing this game.
Smoking drugs and playing Wii Sports. I love it.
Yeah.
So I just want to go through what some people think are the greatest games of all times, and that's Goliath. I picked them, and they say that Pong is 17, NBA Jam is 16, Baseball Stars 15, FIFA 10, 14, WWF No Mercy, which of course is one of the greatest wrestling games of all time, deservingly on this list. SSX definitely deserves to be on this list. NHL 94 deserves to be on this list. Madden.
Oh, I think I said NHL 95 earlier, but yeah, it was NHL 94.
I actually had more clips, but because we ran into some, I just wanted to push the show along. But NBA Live 2005 maybe, NFL Blitz deservingly, NBA Street Volume 2. I mean, NBA Street was fun.
That was my jam right there. Oh, how could I have forgotten about that game? Me and my friend, we would play that game for like 24 hours at a time, just one-on-one playing each other. I would go with the 96 Jordan, Kobe and Shaq. Nobody could touch me. I mean, the entire game was the special. Whatever the special thing you would do, the entire game I was playing on that. Yeah, God, that was a good game. Yeah, that was a great one.
Wii Sports made this list, of course. Tony Hawk, Pro Skater needs to be mentioned, of course. Pro Skater 2, Tecmo Super Bowl, definitely. ESPN NFL 2K5, which we talked about, is number 3, deservingly so. And MVP Baseball 2005. I didn't play this, so maybe. And then number 1 is Punch Out. I mean, for Christ's sake, I wouldn't doubt that being number 1. Today,
well, I would say I would say definitely 1080 not making the list is a little sketch. 1080 was a really good. I mean, I would put it way above SSX, just in terms of. I mean, it was the first snowboarding game that really popped. I mean, that was the one I preferred over SSX for sure.
And Ben, I give a game away at every end of show, and we're coming to a close end, but this is the game I'll be giving away today, and it kind of sports. You're gonna love this.
Sega.
So I have a copy of Jet Set Radio for Steam. It's yours, but there's only one way to win that, Ben, and that's with playing Stream Racer, which is our RNG racing game. We're going to set that up right now, Ben, and we're going to put everyone on the cartoon pause while I get this set up. So give me 1 second, everybody. We're going to play some Stream Racer. So basically, Stream Racer, Ben, is a game that allows you to kind of just in chat join a game, and it's an RNG race. So basically, it will pick a winner just by random, but we watch the race, and everyone represents a car. And you can even play as well. So let me get this set up for everybody. And we're going to give the winner of the game, everyone is going to get a chance to win a copy of Jet Set Radio. So let me pull up Stream Racer real quick. So give me a second, everybody. And we'll get the show on the road. Dun, 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 dun. Stream Racer, there it is. All right, Ben. All right, we got Stream Racer pulled up. We're going to start a new game. If it wants to work today, there we go. All right. It's a rebaking navigation mesh. Okay, here we go. So everyone, put exclamation point race in the chat in order to join the game and race and win a copy of Jet Set Radio. So please, in the chat, put exclamation point race. Ben, you have to do it too, unless you don't have a Twitch.
I don't. Let me see if I can find. Let's see. Is there a login somewhere? I think I have one. I just don't know where to log in at.
All right, guys. So everyone, if you want to win the game, you got to put an exclamation point race in the chat in order to join and have a chance to win Jet Set Radio. Ben, you need a Twitch in order to get in there. But it's no big deal if you can't. We have 8 racers so far. That's great, guys. Thank you so much for joining the race. Anyone else? Ben, do you have a Twitch you want to join in this race?
Yeah, I think so. Hold on. Can you give me 12 seconds?
I don't know, Quack, I don't know why the stream is freezing. I'm sorry. We're having a lot of trouble today.
It's just one of those days, man. So, you know what it is? It's CCP, so.
Yeah, I don't know why my stream is
after us.
I don't know why things are just I'm sorry, guys. I apologize.
All right, I'm gonna have to bow out of the race. I couldn't. It kept telling me my password's not right, so I'm just gonna have to let you guys battle it out. I wanted to be in, but unfortunately, I'm just gonna. I mean, can I announce it?
I wonder why the stream is freezing. Uh-oh, did my stream freeze? Are we?
It does look frozen.
Damn, what is going on today? Oh, we're getting like attacked, Ben.
I'm telling you, man, this is my life, man. I just, never-ending struggle against the man, the Chinese man. The man in the form of China would probably be.
I don't know why.
Say that.
I don't know why, guys. What's going on here? We're having a problem.
Yeah. They wanted to give me the extra time to sign in for Twitch. So, CCP, if you could go ahead and let this go, appreciate it.
I think there's a... Hold on, guys. We're having a... I think Stream Racer is actually doing it. My computer's just, like, freezing. Oh, we have so many racers, too. It might be my internet, guys. I don't know. I'm sorry. Today has been just a total crash, Ben. Apologize.
That's okay.
Been having fun with you.